Now, one more name, uh, the novelist.
The novelist.
Elvis?
So, huh?
Not Elvis.
No, no.
No, we're talking
The
about the
novelist.
novelist.
Cormac
He's an
McCarthy.
author.
Cormac McCarthy, that's it. That's the guy. Okay, we're all set. Okay, so I have talked about DonRay. The extraordinary thing is when we met by accident and I went to his studio and I began to talk to him about his work. And Pedro was present and I was talking about his work and he said, my God, it's the first time I've ever understood what I'm doing. So we have had that kind of rapport. And we've had an exchange and this and that. So, and I've always had this aspect of viewing him as a piece of Americana, his subject matter, and I thought of the presence of Johnny Cash a little bit.
What's
And-
the connection?
Yeah, and the depth of his work has a strange connection to Cormac McCarthy, who I admire very much, the novelist, and it's strongly that way. Now he sent me, DonRay sent me a photograph of a recent work based on a painting by Delacroix. It's a very large painting, and to me it's the greatest thing he's ever done. I've never seen it. And this is the essence of what he has. The shape of the horse, the way the horse is rigged with like red color, the strength of the blue that comes down across this, the arcing of this and the horse on its back, and the perfect hoof and the tail, and these swirls, they work through the whole piece and rhyme with one another. And this big mass over here against this, and the way this speeds up against that, and this comes down, this goes up, and this anchors over this way. And the small things are down here, and the big things are up here. See? Astonishing.
It's really beautiful.
Really
It's really
astonishing.
striking. So let me ask you something regarding DonRay. I know that in the past you made statements regarding one of his most famous paintings, the rooster fighting. What made you do that? What did you think about that painting?
Well, this guy has reached into areas in metaphor that is very rare. Today, generally, what occurs with art is art in the museums, art in the show, is what you think it is. So there's no reference to art. If you're doing art, it's invisible. Who cares about art in a sense? And it is only someone like when art was dead in the time of Manet, like Bouguereau, Halls, Ramond, throughout the world, and the Academy, whatever was produced was dead as art. And Manet comes along, and it blossoms. He brings art back to art, and Cézanne took that and expanded on it. One of the curious things, his Olympia was shown in the gallery of Impressionists, and people took umbrellas to it and tried to kill it because they said that the subject matter was indecent. It was a naked woman with men who were dressed. See, but that wasn't what they objected to. What they objected to, this is the first time that you had a painting that you looked at instead of looked into. The deadliest thing that has happened to art is the Florentine
Renaissance?
replacement of art. Florentine Renaissance, the replacement of art by mechanics of anatomy, perspective, proportion, and that has nothing to do with art.
Such an interesting point of view. I never thought you'd think that. Now let me ask you another question. This is a personal curiosity, Knox. I know that you are one of the major exponents of the abstract expressionism, but at the same time I know that your style has its roots sometimes in the old masters, like Tiziano. And I also know about your admiration to Francisco Goya.
Where the heck did you hear this? That's terrific, that's right.
So my question is, how would you define your style in your own words?
No, they have defined me there. If you put a label on something, you've killed it.
Well, this is not a label.
No, abstract expressionism, whatever.
It's the name of a movement.
Yeah, name, but look at de Kooning, Pollock, Franz Klein, Rothko, Clifford Still. There is no more radically divergent paintings in the world to be labeled under one thing. Each one is very different. The de Kooning is dependent upon Ang and the old masters up to a point. And then when he stopped in 1963, his paintings became quite ordinary. But before that, he was like some magical guy in the circus doing all kinds of jumping and things like that. And suddenly, in 1963, he climbed down off the ladder and he swept the floor.
That's funny. You're very funny, Knox. So let's go back to DonRay. Do you recall talking to him on the phone over the years? How were your
Yes.
conversations?
Oh, lengthy conversations talking about art with what he has read and the exchanges about literature and art and what we thought was right, and a lot of agreement.
Right, I understand. So I guess this is a friendship that will last forever. Not to mention that you are his guru, right?
Well, I hope so, if he behaves himself.
That's gonna be hard, but I'm sure you'll help him. Knox, it was such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and I hope I will get to see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Okay, cut.
Beautiful.
Well, it's early though. You got several
You
minutes.
have other.
What time
You
is
have
it?
more time?
5:09. We got 5:06. You got about 20 minutes. Go ahead, keep rolling.
I was a little
I got
stressed. I
3
was
minutes.
afraid that.
It's 5:30. You said.
Yeah, but I have to get the elevator, I have to go there.
Oh, okay. So we'll come back and do a second part of this. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. Or at your place. He lives in in a surrealist place.
I
That
would love that. I mean, I'm sorry that we didn't have a lot of time, and honestly, I
but you-
wasn't very prepared.
you were.
No,
You did all your homework.
Terrific. I mean, terrific. But
She did all the homework studying you.
terrific.
Well, I come from Italy, and I have to admit my admiration. I've been into the antique business, so I have a big admiration for all master paintings like Caravaggio, and
wow.
so I'm into that kind of art. I will admit, but this is a new thing to me, and I'm thrilled to discover something like that, and I will definitely study more about you. I want to learn more about your
Thank you.
paintings. My favorite one, if you allow me, is the red roses in the artist room. I really love that one. I think I'm gonna get a print.
If you look at my website,
Right.
have you seen it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I do.
because there's a show and there's a little video and all that kind of stuff.
Also, if it's okay, one day can we interview you at your place so you can see all?
Well, you'll meet her there. I'm taking her
Yeah.
with me.
Okay,
right
sure.
now.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll meet you next time over there.
All right. Cut. Oh.